I know that many people think that sex life is over after 60, but I'm here to tell you, that's a myth. In this video, I'm going to share the real secrets to maintaining an active, satisfying, and healthy sex life even after 60. We're going to talk about changes in the body, practical tips, diet, exercise, self-esteem, communication, and real stories of those who managed to turn things around. If you want to know how to rediscover pleasure, keep desire alive, and take care of your body and mind to have a full life, watch this video until the end. Like the video so that more people have access to this information. Subscribe to the channel to receive more tips on health, sexuality, and longevity for the elderly. Share with friends and family. Together, we can break the taboo and live a better quality of life. I know exactly what you might be thinking. After 60, sex life is just not the same. I've heard it too, time and time again. People say that desire diminishes, that your body changes, that your energy levels run out. But the truth is very different. Maintaining a full, satisfying, and healthy sex life even after 60 is not only possible, but essential for your physical, mental, and emotional well-being. Today, I want to tell you the secrets that make all the difference. They are not magic formulas. They are not unrealistic promises. They are simple, real steps that anyone can take, regardless of age. Let's start by understanding what happens to the body. After the age of 60, both men and women go through important hormonal changes. In the case of men, testosterone production progressively decreases, which can affect sexual desire, the quality of erections, and overall energy. For women, menopause marks the end of menstrual cycles, but it also brings changes in estrogen and progesterone levels, which can impact vaginal lubrication, skin elasticity, and sensitivity to touch. These changes are natural, but they are not a final sentence. On the contrary, understanding what is happening in the body is the first step to acting consciously. The secret is to seek practical solutions without shame, fear, and prejudice. The first secret is simple but powerful. Take care of your overall health. It seems obvious, but it's often overlooked. A diet rich in fresh foods, berries, brightly colored vegetables, lean protein sources like fish and eggs, and nuts can make a huge difference. Foods rich in antioxidants, such as strawberries, blueberries, and purple grapes, help fight free radicals that age cells, including those in the reproductive system. Furthermore, regular physical exercise, walking, stretching, light strength training, improves blood circulation, cardiovascular endurance, and overall well-being. And it is no exaggeration to say that blood flows better to all parts of the body, including those responsible for pleasure. Another secret that many people forget: sleep. Getting a good night's sleep is essential for hormone production. A study published by the University of Chicago showed that men who sleep less than 5 hours a night have significantly lower testosterone levels than those who sleep 7 or 8 hours. And the same goes for women. Sleep deprivation harms sexual desire, natural lubrication, and mood. And when we talk about pleasure, touch cannot be left out. The skin is the largest organ in the body, and it does not forget what affection is. Couples who hug, kiss, and maintain physical contact strengthen not only the emotional bond, but also the pleasure circuits in the brain. Even if sexual desire seems to be waning, physical intimacy can rekindle the flame. Another crucial point: talking. It seems simple, but many couples avoid talking about their needs, desires, and fears. Opening your heart, talking about what pleases you, what bothers you, what arouses your desire, is essential to maintaining a healthy sex life. There is no right or wrong. There is only what works for the couple, and this can only be discovered together. I know that many people feel embarrassed to seek medical help, but this is a mistake. Yes, there is a full sex life after 60, but professional guidance is often needed. Urologists, gynecologists, sex therapists, they are all there to help, to guide, to adjust hormone doses when necessary, to recommend complementary therapies, to listen and to support. And one detail that makes all the difference: don't compare yourself. Your story, your body, your desires are unique. Just because a friend is going through a certain situation doesn't mean it will be the same for you. Everyone has their own rhythm, their own phase, their own moment. And the most important thing is to respect your own time, your partner's time, and your own body's time. I know this may all seem too simple, but these are the secrets that really work. food, sleep, exercise, touch, communication, and medical follow-up. There are no miracles, but there is care. And if you want to know how these practical changes can really transform your sex life, I invite you to stay with me. Because in the next section, I'll tell you real stories of people who turned things around, couples who rediscovered pleasure and who prove that love and desire have no age. I want to share some real stories with you, because sometimes hearing about other people's experiences can open our eyes to new possibilities. The first story is about Jorge and Maria. He was 68 years old. She was 66. They had been married for over 40 years. But in the last few months, something had changed. Maria felt pain during intercourse and was discouraged, and Jorge, realizing the difficulty, began to withdraw, thinking that the problem was his. They spent almost a year without touching each other properly, without intimacy. Until one day, during a routine checkup, the doctor asked, "How is your sex life?" The question sounded strange at first, but it was the push they needed. Maria was diagnosed with vaginal atrophy, a common condition after menopause that reduces natural lubrication and causes discomfort. The doctor prescribed a simple treatment with hormonal creams and guided intimate physiotherapy exercises. Jorge was also evaluated and discovered that his testosterone was low, something that can happen to any man after the age of 60. With lifestyle adjustments and a small dose of hormone replacement therapy, Jorge felt more confident again. The result? 2 months later, they were excited to tell me that they were rediscovering pleasure. Maria said something that has stayed with me. "I thought our intimate life was over, but it was just the beginning of a new phase." Another example is that of Mrs. Elza, 72 years old, a widow for over a decade. She thought her sex life had ended with her marriage. Until, during a conversation in a senior citizens group, she heard her friends talk openly about dating, desire, and pleasure. That sparked something in her. Elza decided she wanted to rediscover herself. She sought out a sex therapist, took tests, took care of her health, changed her diet, and little by little, her desire returned. Today, she is in a new relationship and says, without shame, that she feels more alive than ever. These stories show that often lack of information and fear of seeking help are the biggest obstacles. That's why it's so important to break the taboo and talk about the subject without shame or prejudice. Now, let's talk about some practical points that you can start applying today to improve your sexual health, even after 60. First, hydration. It may seem simple, but drinking enough water keeps your body tissues, including your genitals, healthier and more elastic. Second, strengthening the pelvic floor. Exercises such as Kegel exercises or the use of vaginal cones help women maintain the tone of the intimate region, while men benefit from exercises to prevent urinary incontinence and improve the quality of erections. Third, the use of water-based lubricants during intercourse. Often the discomfort does not come from a lack of desire, but from a lack of natural lubrication. And we can't forget about regular checkups. For men, prostate control, testosterone levels, and vascular health. For women, gynecological monitoring, hormonal health, infection prevention, and screening for possible changes in the uterus and ovaries. I know that talking about all this can be uncomfortable at first, but it is essential. Sex is not a bonus. It is part of our overall health. It is a right for everyone, regardless of age. Now that you understand how to take care of your body, how to seek medical help when necessary, and have heard real stories of people who overcame difficulties, it's time to talk about something even more important: how to keep your desire alive in your daily life. Because, let's be honest, there's no point in taking care of your physical health and forgetting about your emotional health. Desire isn't just about biology. It's born in the mind, grows in the heart, and is strengthened by the intimacy of touch, of gaze, of complicity. The first point that experts always highlight is self-esteem. I know, it sounds cliché, but it's true. When you look in the mirror and feel good, confident, and secure, this is reflected in your sex life. It doesn't matter if you have wrinkles, if your body has changed, if your hair is gray. What matters is if you value yourself. And this starts with small actions. Wearing clothes that you like, taking care of your personal hygiene, doing activities that make you happy, having hobbies that bring you joy. Another essential point is communication in a relationship. Many couples fall into a routine of silence. They don't talk about what they like, what bothers them, about changes in their bodies and desires. But intimacy begins outside of bed. Talking about fantasies, limits, desires, about what gives pleasure and what doesn't, strengthens the bond and creates an atmosphere of trust. And here's an important secret. Don't be afraid to try new things. Many couples rediscover pleasure in their 60s, 70s, or 80s simply because they decide to break out of their routine. It doesn't have to be something fancy. Sometimes changing the environment, listening to different music, trying a couples massage, or using aromatic oils can transform the experience. The important thing is to be open to new possibilities. And finally, the key that many forget: don't rush the time. Pleasure doesn't have to happen at a set time, nor follow a rigid script. After 60, the body has a different rhythm, and that's okay. The important thing is to create moments of connection. It could be a longer kiss, a tighter hug, a touch that says, "I'm here with you." Remember that intimacy goes beyond the sexual act. It is about affection, respect, and companionship. And this is built every day. If you've made it this far, I want to tell you something very important. Don't give up on living life to the fullest. An active and satisfying sex life after 60 is not a privilege for the few. It is a real possibility for everyone who decides to take care of themselves, who seeks information, who breaks taboos, and opens themselves up to new things. Don't let fear or prejudice stop you. Talk to your doctor, seek guidance, get tests, take care of your body, your mind, and most importantly, your heart. And if this story touched you, share it with someone who needs to hear it. Many people still suffer in silence, thinking they are the only ones. But the truth is that we can, and should, all live with pleasure, love, and joy at any stage of life. I thank you for being here, for seeking knowledge, for taking care of yourself. And I invite you to leave a comment. What do you do to maintain your quality of life after 60? Your story can inspire others to never give up on their own well-being. Remember, you deserve to be happy, always. Leave a comment. What is your biggest question or challenge in your sex life after 60? Your experience can inspire others.